Welcome into the Film Guy Network. It's football season, which means I've got a film study for you.
What's up? You like that? You really like that?
Let's shut up and grab some tape. Huh? We're on right now?
Yeah.
I'm trying to text the wife to tell her we're starting a recording to stop the dog from running around. I don't mind if you leave this in. You know how we are. We're raw cut folks around here. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome in to the Film Guy Network. If you are new around here, my name is Brooks Austin. I am the Director of Recruiting for Sports Illustrated. I am also more commonly known around here as the Film Guy, okay? As the college football playoffs approach this weekend, we thought it necessary to break down every single matchup. So here we are in our final. And honestly, Jonathan, I think we saved the best for last. And here's why. I love me some big physical defense. You know me, I'm a dudes guy. I love dudes. That's what I love. And this football game right here features some damn dudes. Now, here's the problem. Today, we ain't looking at the dudes. Nope. We are not looking at the defensive side of the football today in this Clemson versus Texas matchup because I know what they're going to do. I know these two defenses from both of these football teams are going to show up and show out on Saturday. So what we are looking for, okay, in these matchups is we're going to go look for how these offenses find ways to sustain success in this matchup and just show you how difficult it's going to be for them to do so. Now, Jonathan, when we don't have a previous matchup, right? Like when we went and broke down the SEC championship game, it was awesome because we had the October matchup between Georgia and Texas. When I don't have one of those, I'm curious, like, what game am I going to go watch? And everybody always cooks me, right? We were in Ohio State fans were in our mentions yesterday, like, how dare you watch the Michigan game? We always do stupid shit against Michigan. My apologies. I apologize for looking at your most recent one. So that's not what we're going to do today. What we're going to do today is find a relatively similar matchup, and here's what I mean. I know for a fact this Texas defense, Jonathan, is going to put this football game at the feet of Cade Klubnik. You know going into this game, everybody watching this right now, you should know that Texas's defense, the best defense in the country, is going to eliminate and completely strangle the Clemson running game. Okay, so I'm talking some 65 yards rushing in this football game, tops. All right, anything more, it's going to be off Cade Klubnik's legs. So we are looking for a football team, Jonathan, that put the game at the feet of Cade Klubnik, not named Georgia, where he came out and actually answered the bell, right? So where we found that football game and where we found that matchup, Pittsburgh. On the road this year, Pittsburgh put it at the feet of Cade Klubnik. Cade Klubnik came out on top. They end up winning the football game. Now, on the other side of the football, we are going to look for a matchup not named Georgia, where Texas's run game got put into a box. That's what we're looking for. Now, that's a hard ask because, Jonathan, 11 of 13 games this year, Texas ran the football for more than 100 yards. Do you know what the two games were? Georgia. Georgia held these football teams to, I think, 48 yards rushing in two matchups. That's putting it in a box. So I found two football games that stick out like sore thumbs in the game logs, Vandy and Arkansas. Arkansas put them in a box, held them to 176 yards passing and 139 yards rushing on 41 attempts. We'll be taking a look at that one. So, and then watching Vandy because Vandy did it to them too, to a lesser extent. I'm excited to do this one, man. Again, I think this is going to be, we had a segment in our live show yesterday. Which one of these matchups is going to be a four-quarter cheat clincher? This one's going to be it. I think this one's going to be, I think Texas ultimately wins, but I think it's going to be a tight one for 4. Super excited to do this one with you today. If you are new to the network, we have a rule around here, okay? If you learn anything about football, you must hit that subscribe button. If you learn anything about your favorite football team, you must hit that subscribe button. If you have any, like an inkling of fun, just a smidging of fun today, you have to hit that subscribe button. We are almost at 40,000 subscribers. I hope we hit it today. Welcome in. Glad to have you. We got a saying around here. Let's shut up and let's grind the tape. Oh, yeah, man, Jonathan. Oh, yeah, man, Jonathan. This Pittsburgh defense, Jonathan. Whoo! I had a defensive line coach that used to say, I need guys that got some shit in their neck. Pitt's defensive line, who got a whole bunch of shit in their neck. They play angry. They play pissed off. They play aggressive. Now, here's what I have noticed. Here's what I have noticed about this Clemson offensive line over the years, Jonathan. They have never, Braden Jacobs, the highest rated offensive tackle I think they've signed since Colin Sadler, who we're going to see on this tape, okay? They don't recruit five-star blue chippers on the offensive line. That's not what they do. They never have, all right? I think will you Google the last first-round draft pick at the offensive line position that Clemson's had? Okay, they don't load them up, guys. They don't have elite athletes up front. That is a big-time problem going against Texas. That's a big-time problem going against offensive line or defensive lines, rather, with a bunch of twitch and a bunch of athleticism. And Lord knows Texas has got it in droves. Okay, so I want to say it was a left tackle a couple years ago that got drafted in a third round, maybe early second, Jonathan, that ended up getting drafted by Pittsburgh. Okay, I think that if my memory serves me. All right, so it's a bad matchup for foot speed, and you'll see it right here on the first snap of the football game, right here for a player like their center, okay? I believe, if my memory serves me correct, he's going to be working up to a line, yep, right here. Okay, so a linebacker blitz is right here. All right, this is fine, and this is great. We do a lot of tests where we pause the film, look at it as they make first contact, and then pause the film again just a few seconds later and see how well we stay attached to blocks. Because it's one thing to get hats on hats. It's another thing to finish the rep, right? Stay attached to our assignment. So watch 53, and this is where that real lack of twitch and athleticism show up on tape, Jonathan, and folks at home, okay? Look at my center right here. You'll see a ton of this on tape for Clemson, where that foot fire, right? The ability to bring our feet to our opponent and suck those feet up and bring those hips. We don't have it because we're lacking that real top end twitch. Now, I don't know. Clemson fans will correct me. I think 53 is kind of hurt in this football game. That don't look like a guy that's running with a good, easy foot pattern. Okay? But anyways, that's the point of the film today. Why are they struggling to stay attached to blocks? Why is it going to show up against Texas? A lot of struggles going east and west for this offensive line as well. All of the areas of concern with regards to athleticism, it's going to show up on this tape today for this offensive line, I fully expect. Okay. Other thing you're going to notice about Pitt's defense, they did a really good job early on of trying to disguise coverage, but they played real soft in the flat, okay? Playing real soft in the flat early on to start the football game. Play a little quarters match, all right? And they're going to show a lot of this quarters match to start this ball game. Only adjustment for them is going to be maybe to occasionally roll a safety into the box if they see attached tight ends or if they see 12 personnel, which Clemson doesn't run a ton of, okay? So that's what you're seeing from Pittsburgh's defense. Now, Jonathan, I always ask coordinators or task coordinators, my test for them is, how are you attacking the defense that you're playing? What is the defense that you're playing doing? How are you going about attacking them? Do we have an answer on the first round offensive line discussion?
The only one I could find is from 1960.
We've been seeing Texas's defensive line on this film studies all year long. Are they the best in the country? I think they are.
If not, they're top three.
So here we go. I mean, and say, by the way, Clemson's a top 5 front 4 on the defensive side of the football too. So we got some dudes going up on these defensive lines in these 2 football games. Okay. All right, we're going to do the pause at the line of scrimmage game here. This is a short yardage play right here. All right, and here we go. All right, let's do it as the ball carrier gets the ball. We are in the backfield over here. We're in the backfield right here. Nobody, this is the line of scrimmage. Nobody's on this side of the line of scrimmage. We all see that, okay? Let's do it as the ball carrier approaches the line of scrimmage. Oh, God. We are in the backfield 2 yards here. Everybody else is at the, oh, no, we're behind the line of scrimmage. That's the sticks up there. Okay, so you get what I'm saying? We're getting a lot of displacement on this offensive line getting put in the backfield. Now, it's 3rd and 1, and they have a 235-pound back. Now, Jonathan, you were telling me that Maffa has a shoulder injury going into this football game, delaying surgery till after the season. So, but has been still running pretty physically all season long, even with the injury. When did he sustain the injury? Do we know?
I have no idea.
Okay. But either way, man, even when there is grass created, all right, even when there's lanes created, they close pretty quickly. Obviously, there's a run stunt going on right here by Pittsburgh, so that's part of the reason why. But nonetheless, all right, they're not gashing any of these defenses in the ACC on a week-to-week basis right about now on tape anyways. Now, I told you, Pittsburgh opened up the game, all right, showing some disguised coverage, but leaving the flats pretty empty, right? Bailing out, leaving the flats relatively empty, okay? All right, and here we are as a coordinator trying to attack it, okay? We got Antonio Williams working out into the flat right now, all right, really quick and getting open right now on second and 4, okay, with an opportunity to catch the football, maybe run after the catch here as well, but we dropped the ball. Now, this is a dude, okay? If I have any confidence about anybody on this offensive unit, I have two things that I'm very, very confident about. One, Cade Klubnik will be able to extend plays on Saturday. He's very slippery. You'll see this on tape too. Antonio Williams will get open. Antonio Williams will catch an explosive play or two. The problem or the question is, can he go for a $185 and a couple of tuds? If he can, they have an opportunity to win. And if I'm, my man Garrett Riley, that's what I've been spending the last week and a half, 2 weeks trying to figure out. How am I going to get Antonio Williams absolutely butt naked loose in this game plan? Like this right here, John, this is, oh my God, this is veteran. This is veteran. Seeing this stuff makes it okay that I'm up at 1:30 at night doing this last night after watching an absolute barn burner in the 6A title game, okay? They're running a little spot route right here on third. I think it's 3rd and 5, 3rd and 4, whatever. But, all right, so most young players, they're going to run this spot route. They're going to sit it right down in front of the quarterback as soon as they get space. What I want you to see, Jonathan, is what Antonio Williams does as soon as he clears this defender right here. As soon as he clears this defender, watch what he does, okay? Let's put it in slow motion for you guys. Okay, here he goes. He's going to clear that defender. Now watch, boom. He's going to get that one little yard upfield. Now why? Why would he do that? Well, he knows where the sticks are, right? I mean, I love situational and positional awareness, right? I love watching a veteran football player know, okay, look, it's one thing to run the route, get the grass, and be open. It's another to get there and know, all right, here's where the sticks are because I checked pre-snap. Again, that one little subtle, right? It's no different than watching that USC receiver the other day get that one little piece of widening, right, to get to the red line so we can get that seam shot hit against cover 2. We are looking for good football. That's what we're looking for on this network. That is a sign of good football. And by the way, it's littered all over the Clemson tape. They are well coached. There ain't no doubt about that. You will never on this network hear me make fun of anything about Dabo Swinney other than his player acquisition strategy. That's it. Other than that, boy, they are dialed. They coach hard, they coach right, all right? And they get their guys in the right position. They don't have a lot of busted assignments on tape. And we just got done watching an Ohio State roster, Jonathan, who busted, 5, 6, 7 times in the 45 minutes that we watched them, okay? Yeah, everybody got a screen game nowadays. You're going to have to deny it. You're going to have to deny it. What a rep by this guy right here. I think Pitt had some tendency breakers on him, Jonathan, because they're in situations where, I think this is maybe like a 2nd and 7 right here, 2nd and 8, and we're out here just defensive end, absolutely just selling out for pass right here, getting upfield, even with a down block, a down block hat right here from the right tackle, which normally indicates maybe a counter play. We're going to have to turn, spill, get flat down the line, squeeze, right? We're definitely not normally just absolutely full sending upfield when we get down block reads from the guy in front of us, but he does and creates a forced fumble right here. Ball out, Pittsburgh's football to start the football game, okay? Always hated power pass, especially when we kind of struggle. They're actually running counter play action right here, pulling the guard and the tight end. But when we struggle with athleticism, when we struggle with east-to-west mobility, lateral ability as an offensive line and as a recruiting strategy, I just told you we don't recruit super elite 5-stars, all right? When we don't do that, when we ask guys to go clear across from the left side to the right side, and once you get over there, make sure you block that 6'5", 240-pound defensive end who used to play power forward for his local high school football team, okay? See what I'm saying? It's a hard task to ask these guards to do. I understand it influences safety. I understand it influences second-level defenders, as we see from these guys selling out to stop the run. I understand why we do it. I also understand why it puts us in conflict sometimes as an offense, okay? So there you go. We get some guys selling out. Now, my question when I see stuff like this, Jonathan, is, hey, do you come back to counter? All right, do you come back to the actual run action off this? Because if he wants to do this, then we ought to be able to smack their ass in the face right now with counter. If you're going to sacrifice your responsibilities, I've got to make you pay for that as a coordinator. That was my question in the notes. I didn't see in the first half of this study them coming back to that, okay, at least successfully. Now, it's kind of it's my theme right now studying Clemson. It always really has been. The years I've done, it's probably the 6th or 7th time I've studied these guys. If you struggle, and I said this about TCU, I've said this about all the offensive lines in years prior that struggle with lateral mobility. Even if I'm not a stunt and slant team, we'd stunt and slant them. Because if I cross their face or if I make them go laterally, they're going to struggle like this rep right here, okay? Watch these offensive linemen, and it's that chase technique we talked about yesterday with Ohio State. Anytime I see an offensive lineman in this position right here, I have beat him, okay? I have beaten him and that play and that rep for that down, okay? They get a lot of it, and they struggle with a lot of it. As we see again with the center right here, right? He's engaged. Okay, he's engaged. As soon as we try to press this hole, he's going to lose that block because we just don't have that foot speed. We just don't have the ability to suck our feet back up and roll our hips. Okay? Notes say number 2 is slippery right here. I thought Cade played really well in this football game. Starting from this moment forward, we're about to see some damn football plays made from number 2 right here, okay? I do not think he is the problem, all right? Never really, maybe early on in his career, I thought he had some turn downs against Georgia. He certainly looked rattled to an extent. I mean, hell, he spiked the football in the first play of the game against Georgia on a play-action rollout. Coordinator's got a damn 15-yard runner to the running back to start the game, and we can't hit it as a quarterback. So he has had his moments, but I thought in some of these games as of late, man, he's been playing some good damn ball like this right here, okay? There ain't no doubt. I told you, they're going to stymie this run game, and they're going to muddy these pockets. There ain't no doubt about this. Saturday, it's going to look like this. There's going to be a lot of reps that look like this. So the question is, how many of them can you win? How many of them can you win and not turn the football over and not, get hurt running the football? Because they're going to hit you. All right, they're going to hit you and they're going to close space a lot quicker. Other thing I noticed by him, Jonathan, doesn't throw an extremely tight football. Doesn't throw an extremely tight football. Now, makes all the throws. You're going to see a couple throws here in a minute. This dude can rip them. But not a super tight football. It's just interesting. Zero gets loose in every film I ever watch of Clemson. Zero's getting loose. Okay, Zero's creating space. All right, they're plugging the safety. They're plugging the safety right now. All right, they're firing, or the nickel rather. They're firing the nickel and putting the safety one-on-one, off-man coverage. All right, and catch technique against Antonio Williams. So Antonio Williams is going to run up, step on his toes, give him an outside head fake, work inside, and we're going to hit him right on the screws, okay, as soon as he breaks in as a quarterback. Off play action again, and we're going to rip it over that underneath defender, and we're going to put it on his chest. Now, I've been watching a lot of Makuba this year. I've been watching a lot of my boy, 6th generation Texas Longhorn. My man Pash, is that his name? Taff. Whoo! I've been watching my man Taff all year long. Them some bitches close space, don't they? They close space really, really well. So against Pittsburgh, right? Against Pittsburgh, we got this much space, okay? Against Texas, are we going to have this much space? You see what I'm saying? That's where we got to project when we do these things. How much better can we close against these guys, right? How much better as an SEC defense, who's the #1 ranked defense in the country right now on most categories, how much can we close that space? What's going on over there, Jonathan? Okay. See, even this ball, this ain't super tight, dog. The ball kind of wobble on him. All right, so he was working in the flats earlier. All right, had a drop on a 3rd and 4. Is he going to get back to the flats again? Let's see. Here he is, working right back to the flat, okay? And this is a big boy throw, too. This right hash out route outside the numbers, okay, at the top of the screen. We got to rip this sucker with people in our face, too, okay? Which is kind of like his story. We're going to have people in our face because we're running counter play action again. I think this might have been a read option right here. I think he might have had the chance, but the running back clearly doesn't think he's getting the ball. He's going straight to the backside where he knows he's getting pressure. It's just interesting. Nah, that's an RPO. Look at the receiver on the backside right here. Maffa just knows I'm not getting the ball because he's a veteran football player and he's seeing the box too. No one's keeping the football right here. No quarterback's giving this ball. It's an automatic pull. Okay, and the running back knows this as well. All right. So that tells me as a Texas defense, we also need to prepare for same side counter. All right, because that's what just happened. They pulled backside guard, backside tackle, and we're going to reverse action the running back to run counter back into the boundary right now. Normally people run counter with the back to the left, run counter back to the right. They got the back on the right ready to run counter back to the right. Yeah, that's two veterans right there knowing what they got going on in front of them and getting 9 yards out of it. Now, I also have a note right here. Can they figure out a way as an offense, okay? Here's what happens when we can't protect, we can't do things like this. They're playing a lot of quarters to start this football game, Jonathan. Walking corners up though, making it look like maybe some man, but they're going to bail at the snap. Both these guys are going to turn. Both these guys are going to turn, put their butt to the sideline, and run deep, right? So my question. They're getting into 3-by-1, which is a great way to do it, right? If they want to play quarters, which is a relatively symmetrical defense, how can I make them have stresses? I can get asymmetrical in terms of my formation, which means I put more guys over here than I put over here. That by rule alone is going to stress them because now they have only 3 guys over my 3 wide receivers. So I'm doing good things right now automatically to stress them. But when I can't protect, I can't do things like this. Another way to stress quarters would be to send this guy on a vertical, maybe like a big-time post, right? And then take the number 2 receiver and run him on an out and up. When that nickel defender presses the number 2 wide receiver out here, he's going to stay in the flat. That corner's going to have to run with the guy running the post. And now all of a sudden we got a guy running naked down the sideline for a big-time explosive. That requires 3.5 seconds of pass protection. We can't do that if we can't protect, okay? So the answer, or the question of, do they get to an out and up concept, right? Look at it. Now, you imagine we run that post, we run that out and up, we're putting that corner in major conflict, right? We can't do that if we can't protect for more than 3 seconds. All right, the notes just say you're going to see a lot of this on Saturday. A lot of this. I mean, they're saying, hey, we are committed to putting 7 guys in the box every single time. We're going to cover you with these 4. We're going to send those 7 on engage 7. That's what we're going to do. All right. I don't know what Texas's game plan is going to be for them. I have normally SEC teams don't feel as if they need to be compelled to add bodies to the box to stop the run. Normally they're going to play nice coverage shells over the top of you. But Texas can flat cover. All right, so they might just say, screw it. All right, we have to obviously provide safety help for Antonio Williams, but the rest of you cats ain't getting by my NFL corners. So what y'all gonna do? The notes say, that's a ball, ladies and gentlemen. This is an elite football right here. Yeah, buddy. Wait till you see from the tight. Okay, wait till you see from the tight. They are going to RPO you. Okay, they got answers for just about everything. And this is an interesting, you know, kind of ball right here from Cade, because you got to have a lot of confidence. This safety's actually going to bail. They're going to put a nickel defender over here, and the corner's going to bail over here. So we got outside, inside, over the top, which means this ball's got to be what? This ball's got to be ripped, driven, and thrown with anticipation right there on the X. Okay, so here we go. Down set hut. Well, actually, the safety sunk down. Okay, and now we're going over the top. Inside right here. Either way, X marks the spot still. Okay, and a great ball. Now, it's obviously great placement. The ball's ripped like hell. Wait till you see the action on this from the quarterback. He's actually fading away from this, Jonathan. I love this, okay? So we're going to put the ball into the belly of the back. We're going to ride away and continue to float, 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 float. Stick one foot in the ground, all right? And then we're going to rip that thing. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Watch it full speed. See the hip pop on him? Watch his right hip drive up and away from his target right here, okay? Doop. Ball coming out this way. I'm gonna have a Quincy Avery conversation with him one day. I want to know why, as a quarterback, when I'm floating left like that, and I pop that one like he just did, why the ball feels to jump like that every once in a while. I mean, that ball comes out, and I don't understand why. And, you know, like Aaron Rodgers, when he throws his Hail Marys, where's he always floating, Jonathan? He's always floating to his left. Carson Beck, the last 2 times he's gotten hit on Hail Marys, where's he floating, guys? He's floating to his left. Okay, I don't know what it is. And you can go outside in your yard and do it too, and you'll feel it. And maybe it's because, I don't know. Not nerdy enough as a quarterback, attempted coach and studier to know that one. OC working right here. OC working right here. We got another drop. They've been playing quarters bail, right? There they go. Boom. Both corners, butt to the sideline, playing it tight, but they're going to bail. Safety's running down flat-footed, matching at a too-high shell, okay? So this is what we call quarters match on this channel. I don't know what everybody else calls it. That's what we call it. Eventually, after about 9 yards, it's going to turn into man coverage. They're going to turn and run with the guys that approach them, okay? So how are we working this as a coordinator? Where are they vulnerable? They're inevitably going to be vulnerable right here, okay, and in the middle of the field on any type of post action if we can get the safety occupied. So here we go. They're trying to work into the flat and work where they're vulnerable. They're going to step on the toes of the safety, run him into the corner right there. They're going to run a hitch right here, and all we're trying to see is what this corner does. Because I know, based off leverage, that nickel receiver is going to step on those toes of that receiver or that safety, and he is definitely going to run to grass out here. The only question is the corner going to bail and get back up underneath it? So as we roll out to our right, we're looking right at the corner. What does the corner do? The corner bails. So we're definitely not taking this corner route. We're going to take this hitch right now. Ball's already coming out. Great job right there from the quarterback. We just got to catch the damn ball, as we've learned on this network. Catch the damn ball. Notes just say Jesus right guard. Right guard gets his soul taken. Now, why does the right guard get his soul taken? First and foremost, nose tackle did a great job firing off the football. All right, but we are not gaining any ground. I know we're trying to get our two steps in, and I appreciate that. All right, but we're catching in the backfield. All right, instead of delivering a strike and a blow. All right, also, what's the old cliche? Low man wins, right? Low man wins, low man wins, low man wins. That's a hat under 2 hats, all right? That's a Pittsburgh hat up underneath 2 Clemson hats. That's a Pittsburgh hat up underneath the chin strap of a Clemson offensive lineman. All right, so, yeah. If I'm Texas and I'm watching this tape, I'm telling myself, we don't have to stunt on these guys. We don't have to. We are going to nullify their run game by just taking our defensive tackles and putting them in the chin strap. Coach grinding quarters. Grinding quarters right about now. Okay, so they're getting it again up at the top. Again, 3-by-1. we put them in an asymmetrical situation, okay? We have 3 weapons over here. They have 2 because they want to stay in quarter shell. So if that's what they want to do, we're going to attack them. Great job by the coordinator there. First and foremost, just off formation, we're going to stress their alignment. Now, let's talk about the concepts. How are we going to stress this quarter concept? We know we got this guy driving back. We know we got this guy sitting flat-footed at 9 to 10 yards, going to drive on anything we put into his lap. So here's the concept that we got working. We're going to take the number 1 wide receiver. We're going to run him on a deep hook right here, about 12 back down to 10. We're going to take the number 2 wide receiver, okay? We're going to run him on an out route. All right, pushing up vertically inside, then working out. We're going to round that off. We're not going to break that off. We're going to run that with good pace, and we're going to run that right now. Now, we're going to take the Y. We're going to push him up on the toes of the safety, and then we're going to break him in. Ideally, the Y takes the safety down with him, and then all we're doing is reading what that corner does. Does that corner sit on that flat? Do they go from playing quarters to now playing Tampa 2 or some type of flat, the corner playing in the flat? Or does the corner drive back on that number 1 wide receiver? Well, here we go. The corner has now driven back, okay? We have taken away this nickel defender, all right, with that flat route. The nickel defender who was simulating pressure is now driving out into the flat, okay? This safety is now going to drive down on that tight end that we've occupied, and here comes that button hook right inside a nice open window. We all see that? All right, so that's a coordinator attacking concepts. That's a good job right there by Clemson's OC, Garrett Riley. Now, here's my question for Texas. Okay, we know we're in a chess match right now with a good coordinator on the other side, well-coached football team. Pittsburgh staying in the same coverage over and over and over and over and over again for 19 snaps now. They're about to change. Good on Clemson, or good on Pittsburgh. The question for Texas is, are you going to feel like you have to throw multiple pitches at these guys as well? Are you going to have to throw multiple looks? From my memory serving me, Texas hasn't felt the need to do that all year. They kind of line up and play ball. Now, they disguise some good stuff in the back end with their safeties. They got really good, fast safeties. They play really well back there. They haven't had the need to disguise a bunch of stuff. Pittsburgh feels the need to do so. Okay? It's a great job right there by Clemson and everybody involved. Appreciate you. The notes right here just say, Jesus, what a ball. Jesus, what a ball. All right, playing that quarters match again, or at least putting these safeties at catch technique at 9 yards. So we're going to drive up on his toes. We're going to outside release. We got a little slot fade right now. Tight end on safety. Now, to get to this, we're going to have to buy time. We also got a switch release at the top. I love that. I love that. Okay, got a switch release at the top. But, God dang, what a ball. Doop. Don't worry, Jonathan, it was dropped. Yeah. They got him too. And by the way, ain't a ton of separation getting created right there. I don't know if y'all notice.
I didn't think he was throwing.
Yeah, no, that is a dot, my guy. That is an absolute dot. And I love the pocket manipulation right here, because I told you, we're going to have cloudy ones on Saturday, right? It's going to look ugly. We're going to have bodies flying left and right across our face. We're going to have to keep our eyes downfield. We're going to have to be able to get our feet set, find good, clean grass, find where the smoke has cleared, and then go deliver a strike. And I mean, Jesus. Wow, what a ball, right? I mean, come on. It's dropped, though. Don't worry about it. I love the pocket movement right here. Eyes left. Ooh, cross my face. Get back up. Feet planted. Let's rip a ball. Very next play. 3rd and 12 right here. Now, this is where I do have some questions for him, and I think this is where he can learn against these really elite defenses, okay? Now, Pittsburgh's a good defense, but against Georgia and Texas, these are elite defenses. We know pockets are going to be muddy. We know ideally we don't want to live in 3rd and 12, but we know the deal. They're going to eliminate our run game, so we're going to be in 3rd and 7 plus all day, right? That's what we're going to live in. So if I'm going to be in 3rd and 7, or in this case 3rd and 12, I've got to know that I'm probably going to see some exotics, like all this simulated pressure they've got coming up here, all right? But I also need to know I'm probably going to have to get the ball out or create with my legs, right? Jonathan, I'm gonna have to do something with my legs. So we got to make these decisions really, really early. And what I've got to be ready to do as a quarterback, I've got to be willing to give my guys more chances than I normally am, right? And I definitely got to find 0 at all times. No matter what, I'm finding 0. So here we go. We got this same kind of quarters match coverage from Pittsburgh. They're going to drive up, and we're going to run an out route with the post right here, or whatever concept we got from the wide receiver from the top side. Either way, he's going to take the corner with him. Now, this route, Jonathan, is really only about 6 to 8. We're going to round this 6 to 8, but it's 3rd and 12. So ideally, we don't want to throw the ball short of the sticks. But we're playing a great defense. We don't have a great offensive line. We know we're going to get heated up. The pocket's going to be muddy. We're either going to have to give our guy a chance or scramble. That's what I said, right? So here we go. Down set Hut. Down set Hut. All right, we know we're scrambling, right? We know we're going to get heated up with pressure. We take off. We get sacked on 3rd and 12. All right. And we're really going to have to make a play anyways to even get to the sticks, because we're going to have to beat this guy, even if we beat these 2 guys who are tackling us in the pocket. But here's what I want to show you, Jonathan. And here's where we've got to live and die. All right, here's where we've got to live and die. I've got to live and die on that rep right there. That's what I've got to live and die on. All right, on 3rd and 12, I've got to be willing to take the 7-yard route and hope he beats the man, all right, to get to the sticks, all right, as opposed to just hoping that I can do the Superman hero shit, okay? There's got to be a give and take and a balance. We've got to be willing to give our guy a chance right here, okay, especially Antonio Williams. All right, I'm good on them. Let's watch some Texas football. All right, so always have a tough time as I open the show, tough time figuring out who I'm going to study and why I'm going to study them. A couple of games stick out like sore thumbs on Texas's box scores when you look at their game logs, and that's what I do when I'm really curious what I do. I go look who like statistically made them struggle, and then go look at the film and see why they made them statistically struggle. There's 4 games that stick out like sore thumbs. Both matchups against Georgia, obviously. And then randomly, Arkansas and Vandy. Arkansas gave them problems in both the pass and the run department. Vandy gave them problems in the run game. All right, so we're going to go study those guys briefly and figure out what they did. I know what Georgia did. Georgia played them in a 5-down front the whole damn game. That's what they did. Every time they bunched, every time they got in duos, every time they had an opportunity, Georgia threw a 5-down at them. Why? They were trying to counteract that wide zone that Texas runs. So let's go look at Arkansas. As long as Sammy the Pit Boss has been there, they've been a 3-down front football team, Jonathan. So that's what I expect to see. So when I turn this tape on, let's go see what we look at. Holy hell, that might be the lightest box you'll ever see in a Texas film. That's a light box. That's 5. That's what we call a 3-2-6, ladies and gentlemen. They are playing 3 down linemen, 2 linebackers, 6 DBs, okay? I don't know why I drew a backwards comma? I don't know why I did that. But anyways, they're playing it light, no doubt about it. And they're going to play it strong. They're going to play it strong. I expect Clemson, by the way, to have much more of the Georgia game plan. I expect 5-down boxes from them. But this was interesting to see. This was interesting to see a Texas football team. Now, you understand why they ran it 41 times for 3.7 yards per carry. 3.7, not very successful and efficient running. But you still going to run it 41 times if they're going to do this. If they're going to line up in a 5-man box, I'm going to run the ball. All right, that's what I'm going to do. Even if I can't do it successfully, I'm going to be stubborn about the shit. Key to stopping wide zone, we got to be able to stretch and set, right? We got to have somebody to set that front edge to turn this ball back in, all right? And then the backside defensive lineman, they've got to be able to stretch without getting pushed up the field. And then the second level defenders have to find those creases and deny the back. So let's watch. Let's see the front side edge set first. Let's look at Landon Jackson. Front side edge set looked pretty damn good. We set that sucker. We're definitely turning that thing back in. All right, let's look at these stretches. Let's see how these 2 defenders stretch. Do not go upfield. They are not upfield, are they, Jonathan? All right, now let's watch these linebackers. How well do we deny those second level blocks? How well do we, find those creases and deny the back? Let's watch what these guys are doing. Oh, wow. Okay. So they're playing it pretty damn well to start the football game. 4-yard carry right there. Texas hops into empty to see what they're doing. Now, I expect Sarkisian early on in this football game to give a variety of formations to see what Clemson's doing, how they're lining up. So what we're seeing right now, we see them line up in 3-by-1 the first snap of the football game out of 11 personnel. Now they're in empty out of 11 personnel. I guarantee you in the next 2 or 3 snaps, we see them hop into 12 bunch to see what they do to that too. Okay, so that's what Sark's doing. He's going to feel you out. He's going to see what you got going on, all right, and then start to attack you. All right, here we see him jump into empty. This is actually a really good throw right here from Quinn Ewers. And it seems dangerous, but this is a confidence throw, right? We're running a little hook right here, hook right here, hook right here, hook right here. We hooking up in zones. That's what we're doing against this 3-high shell from Arkansas, but we're going to have to throw it up over that underneath defender right here. But I told you, this is a feeling out process to start this ball game for this offense. You can see a little bit more how difficult that throw was. I actually think he got a fingertip on that, did Xavier Sorey, the former Georgia transfer. I don't think there's a single linebacker on Clemson's staff or roster that's near as athletic as Xavier Sorey. Do you? But they damn sure got dudes that are much bigger, and they thump, okay? Here we go, hopping into 12, seeing how they respond, okay? Couple plays later, they get into 12, and guess what? They post over, and they gonna get you, dog. You gonna have to deny the post route against this football team. I don't care if you play 17 DBs. They trying to play 6, but you're going to have to defend the post. How many football teams out here get into a wide open post route against a 3-high safety look? Not very many, okay? Not very many. We're going to take one of them with the run fake, all right? We're going to take that middle joker with the run fake. We're going to take another one of them with the bender from the tight end right here, all right? And then all of a sudden, we got Silas Bolden running against that one single safety left in the back end, all right? They're going to get to these routes. There is no doubt about it. You're going to have to deny the football. My question, all right, for Quinn Ewers, why aren't we throwing this guy flat? All right, why aren't we throwing this guy this way? Why are we missing up and back into the defender right here? We have an opportunity to miss this guy flat. He's letting us throw him to grass. I don't understand why we're throwing this guy way over the shoulder. People think he's real complex. People think Sark's real complex. The more and more I've studied him, I think his beauty's in his simplicity. I think his beauty is the way that he gets the same concepts out of 25 different looks. So maybe that's the complexity, right? The pre-snap dressing is the complexity, and it's where the bulk of the study comes from when you prepare for him. But, I mean, the concepts, man, they're not super complicated. Which quarterback wins from cloudy pockets? I have no doubt about this, okay, having watched Texas against Georgia twice and having watched Texas in this football game, I have no doubt that both of these pockets Saturday are going to be cloudy. Texas is going to put Clemson offensive lineman at Klubnik's feet. Clemson's going to put, did I say that right? Clemson's going to put Texas offensive lineman at Quinn Ewers' feet. Which quarterback's going to be able to maintain these cloudy pockets better? Okay, this is zero pocket awareness as of late. This guy's really struggled with he trips and falls a little bit later. Absolutely trips and falls. So we've got to be able to find out ways to win from these areas. Now, when I've evaluated both these quarterbacks, I think Klubnik's far better at these types of things than Ewers. However, Ewers got much better surroundings around him, and I think he's a much better anticipatory thrower and a much more accurate thrower. I think Klubnik's the better athlete. And by the way, that's always played out when these two play each other. Quinn's the better thrower. Cade Klubnik's the better, what would you call him, a football player, right? They've played multiple times for state titles, all right? Well, once for a state title, multiple times in high school. Do you know who won, Jonathan? Klubnik. I would argue Westlake had the far better roster, but, you know, All right. What is, and this is my answer. If you're going to give Texas problems, you have to win their screen game. You have to be able to stop their screens. All their running back screens like we see right here, all their tight end slip screens, all their tunnel screens, all their bubble screens. When they throw the ball at, near, or behind the line of scrimmage, we've got to make those inefficient plays. They will kill us. The teams they've beaten, they work, absolutely work in these areas. Michigan, they murdered in these areas. When he schemes you up, you have to get him on the ground. Those are the two things. Deny their screen game. When he schemes you up, it's inevitable. He's going to have guys running to grass, playmakers running to grass. Those got to be 9, 10, 12-yard gains. Those cannot be 60-yard explosives. When they are, you're in trouble for 4 quarters, okay? So this stuff right here, we've got to be able to deny their screen game. Got to, as a defensive unit. I think that's, Georgia gets a lot of credit for stopping their run game. The biggest plays in those games were the denials of the screen plays because these have been explosives for most games for Texas this year. Last 2 years, really. I am always weary when you bunch for the first time. I think offense is bunched for one purpose and one purpose only. You are bunching to spread. You are getting me congested so you can try to work me to the grass, right? You're trying to get everybody inside those little brackets just so you can try to work to some green grass. That's my mind. It's my mindset. And this started with watching Monken. Anytime Monken would bunch, I'd be like, uh-oh, here come that end around. Here come that jet. Here come the arrow into the flat. Here comes something to the grass areas, okay? As does Sark. Now, the difference is Sark obviously has outside zone working to the flat or the boundary here, which is terrifying as well. And he's got outside zone working to the top of the screen. But great play right here by Arkansas's nickel defender getting upfield, right, making this bubble. This is a really smart football play. Clemson's got really smart football players as well. And I do think Texas has some what do you call them, tendencies, all right, based off what we've seen Georgia do to them. Georgia studies them as hard as every opponent, obviously, but must have some type of key because those defensive players are so prepared. I would imagine Clemson's unit finds these as well. Here comes that outside zone. Again, he's going to scheme you up. He's going to have moments like this where he's got one hat for your one hat left, and I'm going to have a running back naked on a safety running down the sideline. So this is a very clear picture 2 yards past the line of scrimmage, right? Now, we have to make these 9-yard gains. These cannot be 45-yarders, all right? If you give up 45 yarders, you're giving up 35 points. But if we can keep them to 12, 9, 10, 11 yards, we can keep them to 24 points, just like this team did. I think they kept them to 20. We can keep them to 27 points, just like Vandy did. We can keep them to 20 points, just like Georgia did, if we get these things on the ground. The question for me, all right, and for every game the rest of time, as long as Clemson's playing football, do you have enough team speed to make these things happen? Do you have enough team speed to get these guys on the ground, or are you going to allow explosives? Timestamp?
48.
First time today I've asked that. Diggs will run to what? Diggs will run to what? Diggs will run to grass. Diggs will run to grass given time all the time. I don't care if you want to play, again, 17 DBs. Don't give a shit. Play as many as you want. You give me enough time, my Diggs going to run to grass. My Diggs going to run to grass. And here we go. Look at that. Boom. Dig running to grass. Tough throw, though, man. I mean, this is the difference between a ball thrower and a quarterback, right? I mean, you watch this from the tight. This is a tunnel, man. This is a tunnel he's got to throw this sucker into, okay? Working left, rolling the eyes back right. Oh, throw it with anticipation. I told you he's a great anticipatory thrower, right? He's already throwing this as we're working out of the break. We know, we trust it. We know it's going to run to grass. We got to beat this defender. We got to beat this defender. We got to beat this underneath defender. The only way we're going to do it is with timing. Boom. Great ball. Now, he throws a tight one. Now, it kind of flutters, but it don't wobble. There's a difference. Yeah, my notes right here said, get your ass in 12 personnel and run the damn ball, coach. Because here we go. We're in a 3 down front, 2 linebackers. That's a nickel defender, and they've got 5 more DBs. They want to play 3-2-6. They want to play 3-2-6 against 12 personnel. Line up and run the ball. I mean, come on. I was wondering why it took this long. Run at them, too. Fuck all this running around them. Run at them. They're playing too small, coach. They're playing too small, coach. Now, Jonathan, just like Georgia, defensive coordinator Brooks would get absolutely cooked by fake screen game. I would get absolutely cooked because you know what I'd do all week? I'd be in that defensive meeting room. I'd be like, we got to deny the screens. We got to deny the screens. Hey, I need you to play tough today, safeties and corners. I need you to get out there, rally the football, shed blocks, get the hell up off guys, tackle the damn ball, deny the screens, deny the screens, deny the screens. And that's all those kids are going to hear. They're going to hear deny the screens, deny the screens, deny the screens. And then, we're going to get Fox right in the red zone, and we're going to give up a tud. And our homestand's going to be like, why is he so wide open? Because the safety been here from DC Brooks all week. Deny the screens, deny the screens, deny the screens. And they gonna run a fake screen, and we're gonna give up a tud. No different than I'm sure Glenn all week. We got to deny the screens, bluff screen. Pew, 60, touchdown, right? You're gonna give them up, man. It's give and take. It's give and take. It's how many of these takes do you take off the face mask? You know what I mean? How many of these shots do you take? How many of them do you deny? We'd get cooked though. I'd be in deep shit, man. We'd flow so hard. We'd flow so hard, and we'd be cooked. Why is he so open? Now, here's the deal though, right? Look at this right here. Down distance formation personnel, okay? 3rd and 6, not 3rd and 12, but it damn sure ain't 3rd and 3, is it? Okay? 3rd and 6 and beyond, 3rd and 5 really nowadays in my opinion. 3rd and 5 and beyond, we call that exotic territory, okay? That's what that is. That's exotic territory. And I ain't talking about, it's bad territory. Where you gonna get a bunch of simulated pressure, where you gonna get a bunch of crazy shit, where you gonna get a bunch of different looks is in these 3rd and 6 and 3rd and 5 plus territories. That looks like their basic 3-2-6 shell that they've been playing, right, Jonathan? You'd be wrong. You'd be wrong, and Quinn Ewers is wrong. They are firing the nickel. They are firing one of these guys, all right? And I think they might add him in as well. They're bringing 5 right now. They're only showing 3 at the line of scrimmage. And they bring it late, and they get home because the quarterback is now holding the football because he was expecting zone coverage. All right, so this is why we've got to stay out of these situations and why every offense stays out of these situations, okay? You know how I've been talking about offensive coordinators' jobs are to win in the red zone? You know what the defensive coordinator's job is? Get the hell up off the field in 3rd and 7. All right, because we got to get the ball back to our offense, and we have done what we need to do on 1st and 2nd down for you, coach, to win on 3rd down. All right, so we got to stay out of these situations. But the problem is I think they're going to be in them because Clemson's going to be able to stop the run. All right, so how many times can Quinn Ewers win in these downs? Now, we got to have pocket presence, right? I told you the pockets are going to get cloudy. Pockets are going to get really cloudy. We saw Cade Klubnik earlier step up into a pocket, watch a guy cross his face, get his feet planted, make a very, very accurate football that was inevitably dropped on the other end. All right, so what are we seeing from this quarterback? Because, again, I'm telling you, you're going to get cloudy pockets from Peter Woods, T.J. Parker, Sammy Brown blitzing as a linebacker. You're going to get them. So we see a clean pocket right now. Things are getting dirty. We literally trip over our right tackle and we fall on our face. That's not a lot of pocket presence, okay? And we had space. We had an opportunity to get our feet right here, set up, maybe rip this dig. Tight end Gunnar Helms working the grass over here. We have options. We can't get to them because we don't have very good pocket presence right now, okay? And this is pre-cast on the foot, right, Jonathan? He gets hurt in the Kentucky game the next week?
I believe so.
All right, so there we go. And to be honest, sometimes you just got to hope the other guys don't execute very well, okay? This backside tackle is going to pass up color right here at the top of your screen. That looks like a hat on a hat, right? And that looks like a crease running down the sideline, right, Jonathan? You see that? All right, let's watch it from the tight. You'll see it as well, okay? I'll pause it when we, again, pass up some color. Now, it's nice and easy to do this as the fat guy holding the keyboard on Saturday or on a Wednesday 3 months later or however long it is. All right, but we never pass up color. We got to continue. We got to trust our teammate to do his job. All right, run that guy past the point. We've got to get up to the front side inside safety. All right, and we got to trust our running back to outrun that defensive tackle. That's his job. We've got to be able to outrun that defensive tackle. But let's talk about what Arkansas is doing really, really well right now. What do you got to do? You got to set and trail, right? You got to be able to set that edge. Front side corner right here doing a good job turning this back in, keeping that outside arm free. There's no way he's going to try to bubble outside of you. He's definitely going to turn it back in to our teammates. So great job setting the edge. Let's talk about these defenders. We got to be able to trail flat down the line of scrimmage without getting pushed up the field, right? That's the key. So let's watch number 5. All right, I think this is Cam Ball. Is that correct, Jonathan? I think it's Cameron Ball out of DeKalb County right here. All right, this is a ball player right here. This dude's 6'6", or 6'5", 330 pounds. And in high school, his senior year of high school, Jonathan, 4 pick sixes as a defensive tackle. It is Cameron Ball? Yeah. I loved Cameron Ball coming out of DeKalb County. I can't remember his high school. Another 3rd and 8 right here. Another 3rd and 8. Rally and tackle, boys. Rally and tackle. Rally and tackle. You want to drop 8? They're going to check the ball down, okay? So all you guys from distance, can you come downhill, defeat a block, and rally and tackle, while simultaneously making sure we don't get bluff screened for an 80-yard touchdown? Good luck. Good luck. All right, so that's what Arkansas did. Arkansas played big with light boxes. Hard to do. A really, really hard task. They got a really big, athletic, 330-pound nose tackle. I expect Clemson to play them exactly the way Georgia did. All right, and exactly the way Vandy did. Wait till you watch this. Wait right here. All right, here we go. So, Jonathan, Georgia did them 5 down, right? Play 5 down the whole football game against these guys every single time they got into a tight formation. Well, here we go. We get into our first tight formation as an offense. Here we go from Vandy's defense. They're going to eventually take forever because they just installed it, obviously, right? They take forever to get into it, but here it is. They show that 5 down shell, okay, against this Texas offense, all right? And they're doing what we call the NCAA game plan. All right, the NCAA College Football 25 game plan. Some of you jokers, y'all got some offensive playbook that you found that you are absolutely in love with. Sheffrey, I'm looking at you, Georgia Tech Haynes King offense. All you jokers, one of y'all got one little system that you like. Well, football coaches, believe it or not, sometimes are the same way. They watch the week before Georgia puts Texas in a damn bind at home, running this 5 down front against all these bunch formations. So here we see the very next week, Vandy throws it at them. I expect Clemson to do this to them because this is what they're really good at too. They're way better at this than Vandy is. They're not as good at as Georgia, okay, but they're damn close. They've got really, really big physical football players at the line of scrimmage, and I think Avion Terrell and whoever the hell else is playing on the other side, I think they're good enough to trust them to be out there in zone coverage to deny the football, whether it's against deep overs or whether it's against post routes. I think their safeties are good enough to do it as well, okay? I think they're good enough to cover 3 routes with 4 guys, which means we can dedicate 7 guys to the box to stop the run. Now, the problem is watching Vandy try to do it is like watching, I don't want to be disrespectful, but it's like watching, Vandy try to play Georgia's defense with Vandy's players, because that's what it is. They're trying to run Georgia's defense out here. So instead of giving up 2 yards, we give up 6. You know what I mean? Play 4. Very, very same note. It's literally like watching Vandy's defense try to play Georgia's defense. Okay? Bro, sit here and tell me number 2 ain't brand new to doing whatever they're asking him to do right now. Watch this. Oh, am I out? Am I back? Am I what? Yep. Am I setting the edge? Am I the crease player? What do I got going on? All right, but just the alignment alone. Now, why do we get into a 50 down? We're trying to deny all these stretch, pin and pull concepts, right? They're trying to bunch me to spread me. They're trying to get me in tight so they can work out here while adding hats to the equation to take care of whatever defender I've got out there. So if I'm gonna try to deny that, the best way to do it is to take these edge defenders and get them to set a hard crease and turn these things back inside, right? All right. Put this one, it's the last clip we're going to watch. Has nothing to do with Texas, has nothing to do with Vandy, has nothing to do with this game coming up Saturday, except for everything to do with college football. Put this clip in the file of Brooks hates RPOs. Brooks hates RPOs. Why? Tips, overthrows, interceptions, fumbles. We're just putting the ball at risk constantly every time we do this, in my opinion. Okay, I hate it. And the whole reason we do this is so we have an answer for everything. We're always right. We're always right. We're always right. Because coordinators are obsessed with getting ourselves in the best position. When the best position sometimes is just line up and beat the guy in front of you. The best thing you can do for your football team is find dudes that win, not plays that do. How about that? How about that for you right there? Find players that win, not plays that do. I like that. I like that, man. I appreciate you guys for being here, man. What a time. What a time to be on this network. I got a feeling this is the one. This is the film study. Because you know who shows the F up for this network? Texas. Them damn Texas Longhorns, baby. As do them Clemson Tigers. Them Clemson Tigers been here since what, 2020? Yeah. They COVID babies. Clemson Tigers out here. We appreciate you guys, man. I had a blast doing this college football prep for you guys, college football playoff prep for you, and I'm excited to continue to do so. I love you. Bye.